What's up guys? Do you remember we tested the Fossibot F113 Pro smartphone on our channel Tech Brothers? I told you that it was one of the most stylish rugged smartphones on the market. Now I have the next generation smartphone from this series called Fossibot F113. Although it looks different from the previous phone, I still find it very beautiful, but in a different way. Now it looks more aggressive and brutal. We will talk about its design in more detail in this video. Since the Fossibot F113 is a rugged smartphone, it has many features, such as a 20,000 mAh battery with a 33 watts fast charging support, a built-in 1.5 watts 50 meters powerful flashlight, and stereo 110 decibels speakers. As for performance, the smartphone is equipped with Dimensity 7050 5G chipset, 12 gigs of built-in RAM, and 256 gigs of built-in storage. However, it seems like the main feature of this phone is a longer-distance night vision camera. The company claims that this is the world's first smartphone with a 50 meters night vision camera. We will check it out in this video, but let's start with the unboxing and design. There's a lot to talk about here. It seems that Fossibot doesn't pay attention to the design of their phone boxes, because it hasn't changed for many years. It is still the same minimalistic orange box with a Fossibot logo on the front and stickers with phone specifications on the back. However, the package contents vary, and the Fossibot F113 comes with a user manual, a 33 watts power adapter, a USB Type-C charging cable, and even a hand strap, a screwdriver and screws. The strap can be attached on the left or right side, depending on what is more convenient for you. It is really useful, given the weight and size of the smartphone. Since we have already started talking about this, the weight of the Fossibot F113 is 700 grams. Its dimensions are 182 by 89 by 31.5 millimeters. As you can see, this smartphone is not for everyone. It is very difficult or almost impossible to put it in the jeans pocket. You will most likely carry it in a bag. It is big not only because of its huge 20,000 mAh battery, but also because of its large 6.78-inch screen. In addition, since it is a rugged smartphone, it has thick bezels around the screen. Its main body, including the corners, is made of soft plastic, while the side edges are metal. And the back panel is smooth plastic. The Fossibot F113 is only available in this gray color. On the bottom, the smartphone has a main microphone, a USB Type-C port under a rubber plug, and a lanyard hole, but it is not included in the package. There is a large flashlight on the top. It has a power of 1.5 watts, and the company claims that it illuminates up to 50 meters. You can turn the flashlight by pressing the button on the side or using the app. There are some modes available in the app, such as SOS, Super, Full, Half, and Quarter brightness. The flashlight works very well in the dark. It is much better than a camera flashlight. The left side of the smartphone has a SIM and TF card slot, a custom key, and a flashlight button. On the left side, we can see a volume up and a volume down button, as well as power button with a built-in Fingerprint Reader. At first I thought it didn't have a fingerprint scanner, because the button didn't have a typical texture, but it does, and it works very well. On the back, there's a speaker near the bottom and a large camera module near the top. We will come back to the camera sensors later. You may not notice it right away, as I did, but the smartphone has an RGB light in the center. This is a strip that glows in different colors, in different modes. In the phone settings, you can customize it, for example, turn on, off, bedtime. select Light Effects for calls, Messages, Music, as well as Low Battery Alert and Charge. You know, it is not the most important feature of this phone, but it is a cool feature that I haven't seen in other phones. By the way, I would like to add a little more about the rugged design. The Fossibot F113 has IP68 water resistance, IP69K dust protection, and military drop protection. I personally don't want to test its durability, but there's an official video showing how the phone survived after a golf club smash. It seems that the smartphone is really durable. Okay, now let's talk about the display. The Fossibot F113 smartphone has a pretty big screen with a diagonal of 6.78 inches. Its resolution is 1080p and the refresh rate is 120 Hz. As you can see, it has really thick bezels around the screen, but it is a rugged smartphone, so this is to be expected. However, it has a hole for the front camera instead of the water drop notch like the previous Fossibot phone. I like how it looks now more. Overall, it is a good display for watching videos, social media, surfing the internet, and even gaming. In the settings, you can manually choose the screen refresh rate or automatically. As you know, a high screen refresh rate drains the battery faster, but I don't think that's a big problem for this phone. That's why I selected 120 Hz. By the way, you will probably watch videos on the Fossibot F113 because the screen is very good for this. However, it also has a large loudspeaker on the rear panel. The company claims that it has a maximum volume of 110 decibels. Let's check it out. My sound level meter shows that the maximum volume of this phone is around 90 decibels, which is not 110 decibels, but still very loud. I have never had a phone louder than this one. And overall, the sound quality is very good.
It's a bit of a long story. I rang earlier about a baby that was left behind at St. Aldwyn's School.
Talking about software of the Fossibot F113, the phone runs on Android 15 operating system. I'm not sure if it is stock Android. There are pre-installed Google apps such as Gmail, Maps, YouTube, Drive, etc., but also many other apps from the Chinese company, for example, Cleanup, Pedometer, Toolbag, Child Mode, Game Mode, Easy Launcher, etc. You can even use two AI assistants on the phone. One of them is Google Gemini, while the other is just called AI Assistant. This is probably Fossibot's own AI assistant. In the settings, you will also find many useful functions, such as Dura Speed, Memory Expension, Side Key Function, Light Realm, and many others featured functions. Let's go back to the Memory Expansion. The Fossibot F113 has 12 gigs of built-in RAM, which can be expanded by an additional 12, 18, or 24 gigs. The phone can have a maximum of 36 gigs of RAM. As for the built-in storage, it has a capacity of 256 gigs. You can also expand it with a microSD memory card up to 2 TB. When it comes to the processor, the Dimensity 7050 is used in this phone. This is a mid-range 5G chipset, which is essentially a rebranded Dimensity 1080 built on a 6nm process. Let's check its performance first in benchmark tests and then in games. You know, Google says that the Dimensity 7050 processor scores between 500 and 600,000 points in the Antutu benchmark. but the Fossibot F113 has about 900,000 points. I was very surprised by this. Overall, this is very high result for a rugged smartphone. As for Geekbench 6, my smartphone scored 986 points in a single-core test and 2420 points in a multi-core test. These are typical scores for this processor, so there are no surprises here. Finally, I have launched the 3D Mark benchmark and wild live test on the new Fossibot smartphone. The overall score here is 2392. Overall, these are very good benchmark results for a budget rugged phone, especially Antutu. Let's also play a few games on the Fossibot F113. I have installed Asphalt Legends, PUBG Mobile and Genshin Impact on this phone. I will play all the games in the default settings. The Asphalt Legends has default visual graphics and 30 FPS. The performance and graphics are very good. By the way, the picture is very smooth, and I think it is because of the 120Hz screen. The next game is PUBG Mobile, and it has HD graphics and high FPS in the settings. I also didn't notice any problems with this game on the Fossibot F113. It is very comfortable to play. The last game for today is Genshin Impact. It has lowest graphics in the settings. You know, this is probably the best gaming experience I have ever had on the rugged smartphone. You can really play any games on the Fossibot F113. You know, I think the camera is probably the main feature of the new Fossibot smartphone, because its slogan is the world's first long-distance night vision rugged phone. If we look at the camera module on the back of the smartphone, we will see 50 megapixels main sensor here, 5 megapixels macro sensor, 64 megapixels night vision camera, and 3 watts, 50 meters IR lamp cup. When you use the night vision mode, this sensor is red. It allows you to see everything in complete darkness. Before I show you the photos that I took with this phone, let's take a look at the camera app. Here we have many shooting modes, such as night vision, night, video, picture, beauty, 50 megapixels and more. The Fossibot F113 records video in maximum 4K resolution, but the electronic image stabilization is only available in 1080p resolution. In my opinion, video stabilization is very important, so I shot videos in Full HD resolution. You know, the stabilization works perfectly and the videos are very smooth. Overall, I like the video recording quality on this phone. It is even good at night, which is very rare for budget rugged smartphones. As for the photos, I took some shots in normal picture mode and 50 megapixels mode. To be honest, I don't see much difference, unless you zoom in very close. I'm also impressed with the quality of the photos taken on the Fossibot F113. I did not expect to get the shots like this from a budget rugged phone. Now, let's test the main feature of the phone, a night vision camera. Here I am recording a video in normal video mode. You can hardly see anything, right? But if you switch to night vision mode, it is a different story. Yes, the image is black and white, but you can see everything. As I told you, the smartphone has IR lamp cup on the rear panel, and you can see how it highlights objects on the video. It looks like a flashlight, but in fact, its light source is not visible. In the video, I walked about 30 meters away, and I am still clearly visible. I think if there are no obstacles, you will be able to see 50 meters away in the dark. So this is an amazing feature of the Fossibot F113. That's probably one of the main reasons why you should buy this phone. Another feature of the new Fossibot smartphone is its 20,000 mAh battery. The company claims that you can watch videos for up to 35 hours on a single charge, as well as listen to music for 160 hours and call for 163 hours. I don't have the time to watch videos for 35 hours, so I just ran the PCMark benchmark and the battery life test. It shows 28 hours and 43 minutes. That's a very good battery life. You are probably interested to know how long it takes to charge this phone. It supports 33 watts fast charging, and it comes with a 33 watts power adapter. For the first hour, the smartphone charged from 0 to 29%. And overall, it charges 25% every hour. I would like to finish testing this smartphone with its connectivity options. The Fossibot F113 supports 5G networks on both SIM cards. You can also use dual-band Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.2. If you plan to use the smartphone for outdoor activities, it has a compass, barometer, and 6 satellites navigation, including GPS. The phone even supports NFC technology, so you can use it for contactless payments. You know, the Fossibot F113 is a very good smartphone for its price of around $300, including a rugged and stylish design with RGB lights on the rear panel and powerful flashlight, a high-quality display with a 120Hz refresh rate, high performance with almost million scores in Antutu, a large battery with almost 30 hours of battery life, and more. However, the camera made the biggest impression on me. The smartphone takes very good photos and videos both during the day and even at night. As with the night vision camera, I already had a smartphone with it, but I didn't like it as much as this one, because the Fossibot F113 highlights objects in the dark at a long distance. This makes the smartphone unique and really useful for shooting or just viewing in total darkness. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon!